Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the CBL X's and O's podcast for season 2023. I've got Beck McIntyre out of the Horsham Hornets joining me again today, and we're sitting down to review what was round 9 in the Southwest Conference. And there's a little bit of a smaller round this weekend, Beck, but one game made sure we got some extended basketball going into double overtime.
Yes, yeah, I think it was a pretty exciting game at Hamilton on Sunday. So I haven't heard of that for a while, double overtime, and then Colac had managed to come out only being 2 points up. So yeah, that would have probably been a really good game to see. The other ones are a little bit of a blowout, but probably ended up being our game of the round for sure.
Well, that's it. Why not start there? Let's start backwards. Let's go Sunday. Hamilton took on Colac at home, double overtime by the sounds of things, and Colac were able to run out 2-point victors. Pretty intense game, and some high scorers in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's pretty unheard of to have two overtimes. So yeah, look, it's your usual performers for Hamilton by the look of it. Josh Miller with 22 points, Sam Brewer with 18. Colac, they come off a hard loss to Horsham the night before, so that potentially may have hurt them because Liam McInerney didn't play against Horsham on Saturday night. So I'm not sure why. He was there dressed, but he didn't take the court. So that could have affected Colac on the Sunday because I'd say he probably didn't play either. He's not, he actually is listed there with 3,002 points. So he may or may not have played long, or they were just obviously holding him out for that game, but he didn't take the court on Saturday night. So yeah, it would have been a cracker of a game to watch.
Obviously, Saturday night we mentioned Colac took on Horsham at home, but couldn't get the job done. But Spencer Hall shot 27 points for the Cookers on Saturday night. It's a pretty good individual outing.
Yeah, look, and I watched the game. I was there, so again, it doesn't necessarily indicate the game that was there because Colac were right in it for most of it. Took a little bit for our boys to run away with it. We probably didn't play our best basketball again in the first half. So I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing what can happen when Horsham put it all together because I personally don't think they've probably played up to their potential as yet. So, that's exciting for Coach Bembo and the rest of the boys there because obviously they're sitting on top of the ladder and they haven't really played their best basketball yet. So where that's going to look come finals time, I think is really exciting for them. But yeah, look, Colac had a pretty young look team out there without those couple of veterans. So they kept going, they kept coming back at our boys, and they definitely didn't give up. So it was, it was a good game to watch, and it wasn't probably as one-sided as what the score might indicate.
And the other game in the men's on Saturday, Mount Gambier travelled to Ararat to take on the Redbacks, and they had a pretty good combination with Simon Berkefeld, Toby DeWitt, and Sean Locke all shooting 20-plus points in that game. They attributed for, 70, 80 points, just over 80 points out of the 110. So a pretty big outing for them three boys.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And as soon as you're getting up over 100, it's pretty good offense going on there. Ararat had their, season performers that they've been having. Noticeably, DJ Woods, Jezza Woods, he's stepped up and got 16. So I noticed Fletcher Berger's not on there that I can see on that team list. So he is probably, I reckon, their most biggest contributor so far. So having him not there would have taken a bit of scoring power out of Ararat's offense, I would imagine, and potentially might indicate why that score is a 41-point difference because Mount Gambier only had 7 players. So yeah, that's normally what happens when they travel is they don't tend to bring as many. So yeah, so that might potentially have impacted there, I would say, with that. But yeah, coming out convincing winners.
That's it. That's a small round of the men. And let's take a quick look at the ladder. We got Horsham sitting up on top with a 9-1 record. Closely following is Mount Gambier 7-2, Millicent 7-4 records. Both them teams holding on to second and third, and then Portland round out the top four with a 5-3 record. We've then got Warrnambool and Terang sitting in fifth and sixth, 4-5 records. Then Colac, Ararat, and Hamilton rounding out the bottom. So most of the teams now have played that 9-10 games in the men. So the ladder is definitely starting to take shape. But we've still got some 6+ games left to go in some of these teams. So it's going to be interesting come finals time to see who is going to be our final top four.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely going to be. And yeah, vital games will make a difference with really Portland sitting fourth and have lost 2 games. So once you get past that 2-loss ratio, it's going to get really interesting, I think.
And then we only had the one game in the women's this week, and that was Colac going down to Horsham. So they obviously couldn't defend their home court. But just looking at this, Harmony Parker shot 16 points and is continuing her little bit of form that she's got at the moment. And she obviously caused you guys some trouble.
Yeah, look, I mean, her and Indy were, they're good young players. They probably have most of the ball in the Colax team. Most of the offenses comes through both of those. So we were pretty aware of that though, and knew that they would be their go-to people. Indy probably scored most of her points in the first half, I'd say. Third quarter, she kind of didn't get that as much in the second half, but for us, we only had 6 players again. So unfortunately, Caitlin Story, who is, she was an All-Star 5 last year. She's probably one of our most significant scorers. She got concussed, knocked down, not concussed, but did hit her head quite hard. And she was unable to play for the last 10 minutes. So that left us with 5 players. And one of those, it was her first game she's played in 4 years. So she was not real impressed with the fact she didn't get a break in the last quarter. But we were obviously against all those odds managing to hang in there. So it was a hard-fought win for my girls. They just literally just clawed through and got the 4 points of which we knew that, or 3 points that we knew we had to get, because if we didn't win that game, it was going to make it very hard for Horsham going into finals. So it's really interesting, this conference. I think it's probably one of the most interesting ones around the whole state, just with how close it is on the ladder. Every single game is going to matter between now and the end of the season. Head-to-head's probably going to most likely come into it in all aspects. So yeah, every single game and every single point matters really for the rest of what we're going to look out for the rest of the season. But yeah, Tamara Ludkins, who was out, she didn't play last time we played them. She was a massive in for us. Liv Jones, she was our captain. She stepped up, and, Cara Tippett, who only had 6 on the scoreboard, but was instrumental in that last quarter in stepping up and helping us get over the line. So, yeah, I was very proud of them. And yeah, we're going to look forward to playing Mount Gambier at home in front of a rock house crowd for us. And hopefully we can turn our loss from 4 points there last time into a 5-point win for us. That's what our goal will be this week. But,
That's it.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick look at the ladder, and it hasn't really changed, I don't believe. So Portland's still up on top with a 4-2 record. Closely following is Mount Gambier and Warrnambool, both with 3-2 records, and still 50% of their games still to play. Millicent is sitting in 4th with a 4-3 record. Then we've got Horsham 3-3 and Colac 1-5 record to round it out. So again, that is our round 9 review of the Southwest Conference. And we'll jump on a call later this week, Beck, to preview what will be round 10 in the Southwest. And there's a lot more games, I tell you that. So for our fans, listeners, and viewers, stay tuned and keep an ear out for the preview to come later this week.